The Give It a Go Show!
Welcome to the Give It a Go Show, where we give things a go and talk about it. I'm Rivet.
And I'm Prince.
Okay, so this is the first time we've had a 2-week break in between.
Yeah, we're going bi-weekly now, so
yes.
We get more time to do the things.
Yeah, I did something very different for me. I've actually started, because we kind of agreed I was going to go out and do all of the more, I don't want to say extreme, but but the I wouldn't say what I did. I wouldn't say what I did was extreme, but it was definitely interesting.
You're doing the things where you don't have to just sit down on
you go
your
outside,
computer chair.
the outdoor things. Yeah. The things outside.
Extreme.
So, extreme. Going outside is extreme these days.
Oh my god, it's so extreme.
Oh god. Oh, she went outside. So I went canoeing.
Wow.
Yes, I went canoeing with my father. I've been planning that from the start, but I'd never really gotten the opportunity to do it. So I went to Slimbridge Adventure Bike and Canoe Hire, and we had a lovely gentleman explain to us, well, how to canoe, I guess, so that we don't just get in the boat and float off. And although we kind of did, it was quite an experience. I've never gone canoe. I've always wanted to do some form of water sports, but I've never actually gotten out and done it. Every summer, I've said to my husband, I want to go out and do some more. When I say water sports, I don't mean like jet skiing.
Don't say the word water sports.
What does it mean?
I don't.
Does it mean something unsavory?
I don't know how much detail I should go into, but it has.
Not too much.
It has to do with
rude, isn't it?
Urine.
Oh no! Oh no! No, I wasn't doing anything like that. For the record, I just went canoeing. I legitimately went canoeing with my dad.
Oh god!
Oh my goodness! Oh no!
Okay,
I'm so sorry to my parents.
This sounded really wholesome from the start, and then Of course, I had to bring up.
Oh god, no! I went canoeing with my father. That's
It was
all
wholesome.
we did.
It was very
wholesome.
wholesome.
It was wholesome. It was lovely. Yes. Okay, so going back to the canoeing, a lovely man. He taught us how to actually steer the boat and everything. Which I've been kayaking before, but when I say I've been kayaking, I mean I did it for like maybe half an hour. So I'm not that experienced at all in boat and paddle type stuff. At the start, we were very rocky. We didn't really because you have to work together to get the boat to go in the direction that you need it to go.
Oh, that sounds like chaos.
Yes, and I thought it was going to be absolutely horrendous and that me and my father would have killed each other by the end of the morning. However, well, initially we kind of did. We went into the side, I think, and there was this bridge and it was super low. And so there was very little gap between the bottom of the bridge and the water. And we were about to go underneath it and I could see the panic in my father's eyes. There was panic in my eyes. And so he was trying to guide the boat underneath the bridge and I just started going, No, I can't do it. I can't go under. I can't do it. I'm gonna hit my head. I'm too young to die. Yeah, I was like, I physically can't do it. I physically won't be able to fit. I'm gonna hit my head. And Dad was like, it's okay. No, it's fine. It's fine.
So you're both panicking.
Yes, we were both panicking. My dad was the calmer of the two of us, which was great. But yeah, so that we got under it fine. I just had to get like in the boat to not bang my head on the bridge. So after that, it took us a while to kind of steer the boat to sort of get in sync with each other. So he was what they call the engine.
He was sitting in the back going. Brrr.
No, he was in the front going brr.
Oh.
And I was the steering boy. So yeah,
steer boy.
Yes, I say that a couple times. He just kind of stopped, and I was like, "You're right there." He was like, yeah, I'm just chilling. Okay, cool.
Oh, but that's what I would want to do too. I would want to kind of just sit there and absorb everything.
Yeah, like that was fine, but I think we were going in a bit of a weird angle, like into boats. So I was like, Dad, we need to keep going. Like once you get into it, once you relax, it works better. It works fine. We had a lovely, lovely time. We just started chatting, and it was a really quiet morning because it had rained. It was absolutely hammering it down on the way up. Because as I told you, my dad called me the night before and he said, "Are we still gonna do it? It's good. It's raining. Are we gotta make sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Just wait. We'll just wait. We'll be fine." And then in the morning, it was hammering it down with rain, and we were both on the way up. And he was going, "I hope they cancel. I hope they cancel." And like, oh god, oh.
It's gonna become a self-fulfilling prophecy if you go up with a mindset
Yes.
like that.
Well, that's the thing. We got up there, and the gentleman who runs it, he said, I think it'll stop in a minute. And Dad was like, I don't think it will. I don't think it will. It did. And it cleared up. Even a bit of sun came through, and it was so peaceful.
Well, I'm sure he's glad that they didn't cancel.
Yes, yeah, he is now. He loved it as well. We both really enjoyed it. It was so peaceful. You know, you're just on the water. There's not many people on the water, which is lovely.
Oh, it sounds like one of those things that really gives you new memories. Like, it sounds like a bit of an adventure.
It really was. It was lovely. And like I said, I'd always wanted to do it, and my dad had always wanted to do it, and it was just so peaceful. My arms hurt quite badly by the end of it. It takes a lot more upper body strength than I expected, but once you get going, it doesn't even matter. You just kind of develop the muscle memory. It's lovely. And yeah, the birds were singing. We swam past a dead fish. It was lovely.
Yeah, sounds lovely.
Quite a
I'm
big
trying
one.
to imagine being in that situation where you're working together with someone and you're in nature, you're on the water, and kind of having the stillness around you, and it sounds physically demanding in like a good way.
Yes, like you're still doing something.
Yeah.
So I have a very short attention span, so it's good to still be able to focus on something. But it was very tranquil, and you know, we got to sit quietly, we had a chat, and it's a really nice way to spend time with each other because you're both in this boat. It's peaceful.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere.
No, well, I mean, as far as the boat can take you, I guess. But no, it was absolutely wonderful. I would absolutely do it again. We did look at buying a canoe, but they're a bit more expensive than I thought, so...
Yeah.
Also, Slimbridge Adventure Bike and Canoe Hire said if you do book with them after listening to us, then mention the Give It a Go show, please. And,
did you mention to them that you're doing a podcast?
Yes. It was just because they only started up last year and they got hit really hard by COVID.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
They put a lot of money into getting the business set up. They're a fantastic company. It's just run by a couple who are, again, lovely. They really deserve it. So if you are in the area and you are thinking about trying canoeing or hiring a bike, then I would say, hit them up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was me. What did you do?
Well, I didn't do anything extreme like you did.
No, that's fine.
I tried something that I'd not so much been meaning to try for a long time, but it's another one of those things that I decided I didn't like.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm a bit nervous because of the stereotype that British people all love tea.
Yes.
I tried tea.
Have you never had tea?
Never.
I mean, to be fair, I've only ever drank tea, I think once, and that was because my mum had made some tea and I thought it was my cup. And I was like 9 and I drank out of the cup and it was cold and I went, I don't like tea.
So I'm a coffee person. Yes. And I didn't always used to be. It was the kind of acquired taste of coffee usually is. I taught myself to like it when I was addicted to energy drinks to get myself off of energy drinks. So I'm a coffee person. But my girlfriend is a tea person. She has tea every day. She was very excited for this one. She prepared all the teas for me to drink. I tried a lot of them. So I decided a long time ago that I don't like tea and I never tried it. But I figured I'll give it a go and see what happens. Yeah. Maybe it'll be like sushi. So I tried everything on its own.
Not taste like sushi.
Oh no, I hope it doesn't. Yeah. Tea should not taste like sushi. Then you have a problem. So I didn't add anything like sugar or milk or anything. I wanted to try everything on its own.
You wanted to try it raw.
Yeah, raw tea. Not cooked.
No.
So my girlfriend was very excited as she prepared all the little things. So excited that when she was on her way to get some of the stuff we needed, her leg pulled a desk fan cord so hard the USB got ripped apart.
Oh my goodness.
It just happened in the kind of way where she was hurrying up and she pulled it and there was a lot of noise.
Oh,
a cup of water tipped over. She turned around with like this face, like she thought she'd slammed the teacups and the saucers into the floor, but it was just the desk fan.
Oh my goodness, sounds like chaos.
Yeah. I'm gonna list some of the teas I tried and the thoughts I had when I tried it. So first, it was the apple, cinnamon, and raisin black tea.
Ah, you tried herbal teas. Okay, I thought you just meant like tea as it is sort of thing, Earl Grey.
I don't know what the difference is.
Neither do I. I just see it as the two categories of tea and herbal tea.
All I know is that tea has tea bags. That's all I know.
Yes. Yep, fair enough. No, I think it's more of a British thing. You know, there's tea and then there's herbal tea. I drink a lot of herbal tea, so I have had this kind of tea before. Sorry, carry on.
No idea. All I know is that this is a black tea.
Okay.
But this one had the word London on it, so I figured I'm getting the true British experience. I think it was actually an English brand, but I don't remember what it was called. So when I started tasting, the smell made me expect the taste of apple cinnamon pie.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It tasted of water. So yes, starting with this, I'm going to start noticing a pattern in teas. So next one is the peach mango black tea. This had some taste, kind of like a warm LaCroix, if you will. By which I mean it was like drinking warm water while someone says the word mango in the other room.
It's an interesting way to describe it, but yeah.
Yeah, because like you feel like mango exists somewhere around this entity of tea. This entity.
Okay. Yeah.
But you feel like it also kind of might not.
Yeah.
It's like it's tricking your brain into thinking there's mango.
Yeah.
So,
I know what you mean.
Next one was the black currant black tea. I like black currant. Same as before, a hint of flavor, but this one was okay.
Yeah.
I can see this being just something you have and you want something hot to drink, which I suppose is the point. But I guess as someone who's always thought teas smell really, really strong, I assumed the taste was going to be more strong too.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course, I know people have these with sugar and milk, etc., but I didn't want to mess with it too much. So, strawberry black tea. I'm starting to get it now. Like a hot drink at night with a sore throat, hint of strawberry, nice smell, I get it, I think. But I'm someone who, regardless of if it's good or bad, I do not tend to like smells in general. So half of the experience kind of wanes for me because the biggest part of the tea is the smell, it feels like.
Yes, yeah, it is.
So no opinion still because it doesn't taste enough for me to tell. Vanilla black tea. Yep, I can taste the vanilla and it's not how I want to ingest vanilla. I'm sorry to vanilla tea lovers. More for you, less for me.
There's better ways.
Yeah, I remember specifically when I drank it, I kind of like leaned back and I looked up into the ceiling. My girlfriend, she kind of laughed at my reaction and I was just like, this is not how I want to put vanilla into my body.
There are better ways, yeah, to be fair.
Yes.
Even as a tea liker, I will say that.
It felt kind of like the hints of a melted ice cream.
Yeah.
And, okay, the Yellow Label black tea. This one stumped me because I don't know what it tastes like. It has a taste, but I don't know what it is. Leaf.
Yeah.
Maybe a leaf.
Leaf taste, yeah. Leaf flavor.
And I don't know how to pronounce this one.
Rhubarb?
Rhubarb and mangosteen red tea. For this one, I had to lean back, cross my arms, and really think, what is that taste?
Okay, I've never had rhubarb, so yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how to describe it because I don't know what it tastes like. All I could think of was maybe melted fruit roll-ups, and I wanted to be more respectful of this tea and the culture behind this tea. But I think we're starting to reach the conclusion at this point where I'm just not a fan of tea.
No, that's fair.
So, yes. And then I tried two more. I tried Supreme Matcha Green Tea.
Yeah.
And I see in my notes, I put, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm such an uncultured hooligan. It tastes like grass.
I honestly feel the same way about matcha tea. I like it when it's paired with other things. But on its own, it's just... That makes sense. It tastes like grass. To be fair, when my girlfriend first tried this, she said it tastes like bark. God, but I felt so bad for some reason. My taste buds should get slapped. Anyway, last one, lemon macaroon green tea. Ooh,
I was kind of excited for this one just because of the way it sounds.
It sounds delightful.
This was somehow cloying, but without the sweetness. So it was like being punched in the face by a macaroon, but none of it ends up in your mouth.
I see. I'm trying to picture how that feels.
I know. Yeah, it's so strange because I had this presumption about teas that when I tried these, it was not at all what I expected it to be. It's just water and then there's maybe a slight hint of something, but I guess that's what the appeal is. But I suppose as a coffee drinker, I'm used to my hot drink being kind of strong.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's all the teas on their own that I tried. Again,
Okay.
yeah, no, some of them are probably meant to be had with other stuff, so maybe I didn't have the correct experience or whatever. But at any rate, before I give my final verdict, I have to tell you what we did with the rest of the tea I didn't drink.
Oh no, what did you do?
I didn't finish any of it, so we dunked them all into
Right.
one big bowl, which I have dubbed the super tea.
Okay.
And then we both drank from it.
Like some kind of fountain of youth.
Yeah, all I can say is that you should have seen my fucking face after I drank that super tea. Super tea is not a good idea.
No, I didn't think it would be, to be fair.
Especially if you don't like tea. I don't like tea.
No, so you drank the super tea. You drank them all in one go.
Yeah, Sandra loved it. We're not wasting it. Yeah, she's making iced tea out of the super tea.
Okay, well, I'm glad that someone liked it, because...
Yeah, I just...
Obviously, no one likes wastage, but...
I just, it was like so brown and unfortunate looking. And so when I drank it, I remember just shaking my head vigorously and just going,
No.
like a baby. I was just like,
No.
don't like. So, this was my very chaotic experience, very confusing experience with tea. If I had to drink any of them again, I would drink the black currant tea when I'm sick or something.
Yeah, it is good for that.
Yes. So, not an entirely negative experience, just a very confusing one. I was very stumped on a lot of these.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what I was experiencing at all, and my girlfriend was so excited, like, what do you think? And when I said, like, it doesn't taste like anything, she's like, no, try to bob the tea bag around more. You gotta release the flavor. And I'm like, I done been bobbing it. And she's like, oh, I have to try it. You're doing something wrong. And then she tried it, and she's like, no, I can taste it. And then I try it again. I was like, no, it's nothing. And she's like, no, you gotta release the flavor some more. Maybe you should try it again. I'm like, I just can't taste it.
I think it definitely is a bit of an acquired taste in the same way that I hate coffee, because I think it's just because I don't really drink it often. So when I do drink it, I'm like, eh. But with tea, I had the same experience when I first started drinking it, but then I kind of kept drinking it, and now I can taste it a bit more.
Yeah.
I found some that are more potent than others, but yeah, so I mean, at the moment, I'm growing some herbs, some flowers to put in my tea for the winter. So, some echinacea, some lavender.
Oh, I see.
Yes. I like to forage for my tea ingredients. I say forage, I'm growing them in my garden.
Yeah, when I tried coffee the first time, I hated it. It was the worst. I was like, how do I make this more palatable so that I can satisfy my unfortunate addiction for caffeine? Now, I'm able to drink it black, although I don't prefer it that way, but I've had it enough where it's not offensive to me anymore in that sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, but I could have never done it at first. But yeah, if it's like late at night and you don't want too much caffeine or anything, there's some teas probably that I would be able to have if I wanted a hot drink. So
yeah.
I think I get it. Although if it's totally for me, not sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I finally did it. I thought I was never ever going to try tea because I was so sure that I wasn't going to like it, and I was right, but I'm kind of amused by my own reactions. I'm happy I did it.
Yeah, that's sometimes the fun of it. Even if you don't like something, it's always interesting to see how you feel about it, I guess. Because there's always certain things, like you said, you just sort of decided that you didn't like tea. And then now that you've actually tried it, you can confirm that you're not a big fan of tea.
Yeah, so I would prefer being able to say with certainty what I think about things as opposed to just my typical, what I always used to run with when I was younger, which kind of seeped into my adulthood, which is, I haven't tried it, but I'm pretty sure I won't like it, so I'm gonna say I don't. And it's like, you don't know.
That's why it's good to give it a go, I guess. Yes, this isn't necessarily something I've tried for the first time, but it's a story that you told me earlier this week I should tell, and I've ended up telling it 3 times this week to different people. So
I've already forgotten.
Okay, well, you'll probably remember quite soon. So, big week for England with the Euros. Everyone very excited. It's coming home. It didn't come home.
Yeah, no.
It didn't. After hearing screaming out of my bedroom window for like 2 weeks. So, I thought that I would tell an old story. This isn't necessarily something I tried because I was already doing it at the time, but I used to be in a football club when I was in my youth.
Ah, right.
I don't know how old I was. I was like 9, I think. I was in the football club. I don't know, I never really got particularly into it in the match. Like, I enjoyed it, but I never managed to do much. So, one day, my school was put up against another school school. I don't know why, but I was chosen to fight for our honour. I was a defender, so more at the back, nearer to the goal, making sure that they don't get it in, etc. And I don't know what happened, but I just remember going absolutely feral. I have very strong legs. I was quite a strongly built child, and I had a very powerful kick, as the other team found out, because, like I said, I went absolutely feral. I didn't mean to do this, for the record, but I absolutely hammered the ball into about 3 children.
I can just hear the sound of, like, bowling pins getting knocked down.
Yeah, that was pretty much what happened. I think 2 of them had to go off. I don't know what happened. I didn't mean to.
Everybody get out of the way! Get out of the way! I'm coming here to football!
No! It's not coming in! And I absolutely booted the ball, absolutely hammered, like, I think one kid got hit in the stomach, and I remember her going, I'm gonna be sick. And I was like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna pretend it wasn't me, even though it clearly was me. And I got about 3 children by the end of the match.
Do you say that as if you, like, picked them off of your list, like, yep, got that
yeah,
one, got that one.
I mean, they didn't even do anything to me. I don't know, just something about this match just awakened something in 9-year-old Rivet. And I got man of the match at school later that week, so I can't...
MVP,
I was rewarded for my violence.
Oh my god. I mean, I know there's a lot of tackling and kicking and shit, and sometimes you get penalized for it, and sometimes you're the man of the week.
I know, I didn't get penalized once. I presume that maybe no one's refereeing it saw this happen.
Oh, it's fine. Nobody liked those kids.
I presume not, because, no one gave a shit. Obviously, everyone knew it, must have known it happened, because I got man of the match for a bit.
I mean, I guess they found it funny. Didn't that girl actually get sick?
I don't think so, no. She was, like, heaving.
Oh.
She was, like, bent over, and I was like, I'm gonna pretend it wasn't me, even though she clearly saw the ball coming towards her from my direction. I didn't do it. No one saw it happen.
You will be able to prove it in a court of law.
Yeah, exactly. I kept it away from the goal. I was doing my job, so, it's all good.
Imagine just playing some football as 9-year-olds and then kicking a girl in the stomach and
I
her
know.
just being like, I'm taking you to court.
Yeah. See you in court, bitch.
Yeah.
Certain sports I was actually alright at. I used to be on the hockey team as well. I don't know why I stopped playing hockey. I think I just got bored.
Yeah, I mean, I did a lot of sports. Not like the more popular ones, like football or hockey, I guess. But I feel like a lot of people just kind of try them out as kids, and then they just either keep doing it or they don't.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was the thing, because I played hockey, and I think one of the teachers was, you should join the hockey club, and I was like, alright.
I
played a few games against other teams, and then I was like, can't be bothered. It's so...
That's fair.
That was the end of that. I mean, maybe I should try football again. I am stronger now than I ever was. So...
Oh my god. Yeah, just think about how many kids you can take down.
Oh, good. Not against kids, Prince. 25-year-old woman. It's...
I mean, there are some really good footballer kids.
Yeah, to be fair, that is probably going to be about my level of skill. I mean, if not, they'll probably be much more skilled than I. I haven't played football since I was in that football club, so that's probably a lie. We probably played it. I can't remember.
So that means you have the skills of a 9-year-old still. So you have to play against other 9-year-olds.
Yeah, well,
and take them down one by one.
That was my brother last night when we were watching the football. He said, "Why don't they just take all of the strikers out? Why don't they just tackle them all so that they have to go off, and then when they bring the subs on, tackle them too."
Oh my god.
And then they won't have any players left. And then they'll win. And I was like, that's not how it works.
Yeah, I think someone would start to realize what is going on before they get to even the second part of that plan.
Yeah, he was like, it's funny because he alternated between, no, we can do it, like, really wholesome. Yeah, this is a good game. Everyone's doing really well to tackle them, take out their kneecaps. Do it until there's none of them left.
That has the same energy as that meme that's like, why doesn't this guy, the larger of them all, simply eat the rest?
This is pretty much it. Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, why doesn't the goalie simply eat the other players?
I mean, you say that the Italy goalie, he was very long. It was impressive. He was a very long man.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to get anything past him. He was so long. He could just stretch in any direction. It was amazing. What about you?
That's enough talk when you start talking about the longman.
Yeah, Longman.
Slender Man. Okay, so
God.
as I've talked about a lot of times, a bunch of the things I tried, I went all in with. Like, it was a full-on passion project.
Yeah.
So another one of those things that I did was cosplay.
Ah, yes, yes.
So I started cosplaying when I was around 15 or so, 14, 15. That was around the time when I first started differentiating Western cartoons and anime. Like, I'd watched things like Pokemon and stuff without knowing that it was an anime.
Yeah.
But this was around the time when I was actually like going online and looking at anime and stuff like that. So I was getting really into Full Metal Alchemist, and I decided that I should try to cosplay something that's easy, where I don't have to make a whole costume. And obviously I was a kid, I didn't have a job, so I'd have to ask my parents about it. So I wanted to cosplay Winry Rockbell from Full Metal Alchemist, and she has an outfit where she just wears like a tube top, a bandana.
Yes.
Yeah, a bandana and some pants, I guess. And she has a huge wrench, and I had a huge wrench.
Good. Yeah.
So I asked my parents, like, can we go to the fabric store and get this for a tube top? And we went to the fabric store, we got that, and I already had some pants, or like, I guess they're overalls, but the top part is tied around her waist. So my dad had a pair of those. So we kind of had all this stuff. Used like an old pink sheet for the bandana.
Yep.
But then for the wig, because she's got long blonde hair, we didn't know about cosplay sites or anything like that. I don't know if there were any at that point. So we were just looking at wigs, and the one we found was on a porn site.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was this kind of like, you know, a wig that they sell specifically for role-playing purposes.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
So it was this very full, blonde, beautiful wig, and it was really expensive, probably because of what it was being sold for. Yeah, it was like, God, it would have been like around 900 Swedish kroner, so like maybe 70, 80 pounds.
Ooh.
Yeah, but my parents paid it. They were like, all right, well, you're passionate about this. That was the only expensive part of this cosplay, so I guess it was fine.
Yeah.
I probably could have gotten a blonde wig way cheaper from anywhere else, like a party store.
Oh my goodness.
Because at this point, I wasn't fussed about the quality. I just wanted to cosplay the character. So so I did. I went to the second con I'd ever gone to. I'd been to one the year before for like a little while. So I went as Winry. I entered the cosplay competition, which you could just casually do at that point. You didn't have to have made the whole thing or anything. So I had a lot of fun just doing silly stuff, like kids stuff. I had a lot of energy back then. I was running around everywhere. I was dancing. I was...
That's the old days.
Yeah.
Well, we had energy.
Yeah, when my knees wouldn't give out from just getting up. So during the competition, we could go on the catwalk and do a pose, and I put the whole wrench in my mouth.
Oh my goodness.
Like between my teeth, and I was dancing a little bit on the catwalk, and people were wooing, and it was really fun. It was a great first experience for that. And we had like a photo shoot for everybody in the competition. I did one of the sort of iconic poses that she does where she holds her bicep. I'm still very proud of that moment in that cosplay, despite how it was made. So that was kind of the catalyst of starting more cosplay. So it steadily became more serious as I got into it.
Yes.
Kind of like all the other stuff. And I'm not going to go into the whole thing because it's going to take forever, but kind of year after year, I started improving upon my cosplay and made some, bought some. I started changing up things. I started wearing makeup. I started getting really into wig styling. So I didn't really like making the costumes so much as I liked making myself look like the character. So the wig styling and the makeup I found really interesting. And then kind of posing and acting like the character for photo shoots, I like that part.
Yeah.
So I had started making some really cool things. There's one wig in particular that I'm incredibly proud of from Danganronpa game, and there's still some shots, some really good shots that we took. I used to get my girlfriend's half-sister to do little photo shoots with me before I was really getting good at cosplay, and it was a lot of fun. We would go to this kind of castle park in the next town over that's beautiful, really gorgeous, and take some beautiful shots. But then like she got busy, we got busy, so I ended up not doing many photo shoots with her, and so I would do them at cons, etc. So there's a lot of shots that I'm really proud of and still keep around, but the more serious it got, the more expensive it got.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's a very expensive hobby.
I was getting the makeup, I was getting the wigs, the sometimes entire costumes, I was getting contacts, and I was also going to conventions, which cost money as well. And
of course.
I think the last last time I cosplayed, I had got together a costume for a thing, and I got incredibly sick that day.
Oh, no.
I was at a convention and I got a horrible fever. So I put on the costume. I was very proud of it. First time wearing it. I could only wear it for like a couple minutes, and I was also at a artist's booth. So I had to sit there in full cosplay, sick, working, essentially.
No. Oh.
And
thank you.
that was the last time I cosplayed, partly because I kind of realized how difficult it is to work at a con and also be in cosplay. I can't walk around and frolic as much as I used to. I get tired faster now. I still love cosplay and would love to do it again someday, but after I kind of lost my first job, I didn't have much room financially to continue it.
Yeah.
And the last couple times I did it, being sick was just kind of something that happened, but I was realizing how quote unquote old I was getting.
Oh no.
I was like, oh god, I'm too tired to do this. So it was one of those things where like in my prime, so to speak, it was the best thing. It was really fun.
Oh. Well, that's the main thing, you know, it's good memories.
Exactly. A lot of good memories. That's the main thing that I had with cosplay. So, I want to do it again sometime because we used to do panels and stuff where we role-played in character. And I have a lot of good memories from doing that. A lot of fun stuff that happened. But, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I might be growing out of it, even though lots of adults older than me cosplay. But for me personally, I wanted to focus more on other stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, didn't have the time, didn't have the money, didn't have the energy to put in as much as I used to. And then also... This is just a personal thing, but I gained a lot of weight, and for me, I think all people should be able to cosplay, and they're beautiful regardless. But for me, I was like, no, I don't feel confident.
yeah, I know what you mean. That's kind of the thing that always put me off of cosplaying. I was like, no.
Yeah, because I had that, so to speak, cosplay body that's super slim. I had that kind of body at first, kind of like just a rectangle. Now I'm very chunky, so it was more of a personal choice where I felt more comfortable cosplaying at that point when I was younger. And now it's kind of like, all right, I can look back on it and be like, that was fun.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me kind of miss going to conventions since obviously too. COVID. I haven't been to a convention in years, even before COVID. And I have said, when they start back up, I'd love to go to one again.
Yeah.
But...
I mean, obviously, like I've said, conventions in Sweden are very different from the way they are in a lot of other countries. Way more chill, way more spaced out.
Sounds nice.
Usually they're held at a school campus and not one big hall. So they're less loud. You can go to many more places and just sit down and have a chill time. You can be outside. It's a very nice time. But also, I just love having a booth there and selling. Even though it's work to me, I still miss it. It's so stressful, but I still miss it because it's been so long now.
You get to meet people and actually interact with customers and have a chat and stuff. So,
very validating because a lot of people were like, oh, you're my favorite artist to go to at cons, and it's so sweet. Yeah, and even though it's such a stressful time, it's been so long now. I used to go every year.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's something I'll have to give a go one day, go to a Swedish convention.
Oh, yeah, I'd love for
Sounds a bit more chill than the ones here.
I'd love for you to try the one that I go to.
Yes, I have to try that one day when COVID calms down and it's safe to travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, cosplay always fascinated me. Like, as a teenager, I always wanted to do it, and I started making an outfit once, and I bought everything for it, and I still have the stuff, and I never finished it.
That's fair. I did that with a lot of things too, where I'm like, oh, I want to cosplay this character. And then I got everything together, and I was like, I don't want to cosplay this character.
Yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. No, that's the thing.
A lot of wasted money, but whatever. Like, at the end of the day, it's something that I look back on very fondly, and I used to look back on with a little pain because I was like, oh, I want to keep doing it, but I can't. But now I'm like, I'm over it. I'm happily doing other stuff now. I'd rather not be encumbered by a wig and a costume when I'm selling.
Yeah, that's the thing. But, you've had the experience, which is nice.
Definitely. And I would encourage anyone who's a little interested in costumes and stuff to try it out, and especially if you're going to a convention, because people get so happy when they see their favorite character.
Yeah, it's really wholesome. I went with someone who was dressed as, what's her name from Final Fantasy? Is it Lightning?
Yes.
It is. Her name is Lightning.
Yeah,
I went with. She had a brilliant cosplay, and everyone was like, "Oh wow, this is like, can we take a picture with you?" And it was really wholesome to see. So,
yeah, and something I absolutely love about Swedish conventions in particular that I've been hearing different things about other countries, especially Finnish people. A lot of Finnish people come to this Swedish con because in Finland the cosplay scene is very, very competitive, and you kind of have to be good at it almost.
Yeah.
But what I've heard from people from other countries a lot is that when they go to a Swedish con, no matter how shit your cosplay is, even if it's like you're just using your real hair and it's greasy and it's like the costume is completely incorrect or whatever, people don't care. People are so excited to see that character. They don't give a shit at all how well you are wearing it or whatever. They're just like, oh, you're cosplaying this character, and that makes me proud. Like, you don't have to be amazing at it. People are still gonna love it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, that's really wholesome.
Yeah, give it a go. Anybody who wants to.
Now I think we shall move on to the news.
Yes. Inject me with some news.
Rivet's News Corner.
Okay, so this week for the news, well, this bye-week, I guess, for the news.
This bye-week. Every week is a bye-week.
Well, you know, Pride Month's just ended, so...
Yeah, now we're on to bye week.
Yeah, we're on to bye week. Anyway, so I've had this article kind of in the arsenal for a while. Marine engineers make a balmy boat out of skip, 125 kilograms, and outboard motor. Sorry, that's been worded quite weirdly.
That has been weirded quite weirdly.
Okay, it's Monday morning. Okay, so I'll try and rephrase that in a way that makes more sense. So, 2 marine engineers have made a boat out of 125 kilogram skip, and they've put a motor on it, and it looks pretty cool. Yeah, a skip.
What is a skip? Is it just a boat?
Oh, do you not know what a skip is? Oh, I'll have to send you a picture.
Let's
there you
see.
go.
Oh,
yes.
It looks like a container.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, so, you know, people put their rubbish in there.
Yes, okay, like a dumpster.
Yeah, that kind of thing. We call it a skip here.
I had no idea it was called a skip. If they write that as a boat, then you could say that the guy driving it is the skipper.
Oh, for God's sake. So it was made by 2 marine engineers, Jake and Sam. They haven't got last names apparently. They believed that 125 kilogram 12-foot skip would float if they plugged its drainage holes. I didn't know they had I don't know anything about skips. After lowering it by crane into the River Medway in Kent, they said we couldn't believe how well it worked. And there's pictures of them in the skip.
Yeah, they got like a motor at the end of it.
Yeah,
it looks like they're holding hands.
It does actually. That's really
is bi-week.
God's sake. Yeah, no, it's quite wholesome, the photos. So, I mean, it's literally just 2 men sat in a skip with a motor attached to it. Yeah, so they actually work as marine engineers in Rochester. They started the motor and it just worked.
Wow. Honestly, that feels like such a funny thing to think about because these are just 2 guys who had nothing better to do.
Yeah,
and I say that in a positive way, where they're like, they have this whimsy about them, where they can just be like, hey, what if we did this crazy thing? What if that will work? And then it does.
Yeah.
How fun is that?
Yeah, I know. I'd love to do something like that. That looks fantastic. Yeah, so I just think, they must have been sat there. I think it says that they came up with the idea over a few beers after a hard day's work. So imagine just being sat in a bar and you're just like, what if we made a skip into a boat?
Oh, yeah.
And the other guy was like, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good thing about being able to actually do it, having the credentials for putting it together properly, because I've had a lot of thoughts like that where it's like, oh, what if I did this crazy thing? Like, I love stupid and pointless experiments that don't contribute to anything other than shits and giggles.
Other than, but we could just do it.
Yeah, like, wouldn't it be funny if, and then you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it does look like the holding hands, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So imagine just chugging along at a skip. I just thought this news story would be relevant as I tried canoeing this week. Although I don't think I would feel safe in that. I mean, I'm sure they've done a lovely job. They're both marine engineers, but I'm still not sure enough to do that.
2 bros sitting on a dumpster 5 feet apart because they're not gay.
Yeah, so it looks like they're having a lovely time. And I think that's great. I think there's a video of it somewhere, but
it looks lovely. I want to sit on that. It has kind of shipwreck qualities about it.
It really does. Oh, they hired the skip.
And then you give it back.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
You have to give it back
well,
afterwards. That's so funny.
Yeah, they're just like, all right, we're done now.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so the things they've done to it aren't irreversible, at least. But it's really funny to think about, because when you really, at the end of the day, anything could be a boat.
Yeah.
Maybe not a good boat,
No.
but a boat.
I mean, I'm just surprised that a skip that big. I mean, because it's not, like, optimized for the water.
I was gonna say, a boat is also very big and on the water, but they are, like you said, optimized. But, I mean, they did kind of optimize it, didn't they?
They plugged the drainage holes.
That's it. I mean, here's the thing.
From what I could tell, that's it.
It's big and heavy, yes, but it's also hollow.
Yes, this is true. Yeah.
So it's kind of like if you were to put like a bowl or something on the water, it would probably float.
Yeah, but you think the bowl's got that kind of curvature that
Yeah.
you know, like a boat has. You know, it's designed in a certain way.
Even if you put a rectangle that's hollow on the water, it would probably float. But if you had like
Yeah.
a completely filled in rectangle, it would go to the bottom.
This is true. I mean, I don't know, I'm not a marine engineer, I just thought it was pretty neat.
Though I guess
But
it depends, because if it's really fucking heavy, then it might go down anyway. I don't know anything about water and boats.
No, but it was quite fascinating, really.
Yeah.
It was, well, they must have hired a crane or something as well.
Yeah, like all the work.
dedication. The dedication, I know.
Now they should try putting bears in it.
No, what do you do with the bears once they're out there?
They're just hanging out together. You know, they just
send them on a day trip.
After their pool party, they want to frolic some more in the water, but they want to have like a little moment together after their long day of fun.
You know, they want to have they bring a few beers in there, they're just sitting there, and
then the bears are just like, what if we did this crazy thing, and then they just turn something else into a boat.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, I mean, the other problem with these guys is there are not many bears in England.
I think we need to change that.
There are no bears in England. I love bears, but I don't think we do.
Says you.
I quite like being able to go into the forest and not fear being mauled by a giant beast. As lovely and beautiful as they are, I'm afraid of them.
Listen, there's nothing to fear about being mauled. Very kombucha girl kind of.
Yeah.
I think we've derailed
I don't know
this
if I agree
far
with that.
enough.
Yeah, I think
I say, as it was completely myself.
But yes, so make a boat. That's all I can say. Anyway, let's move on to the media.
Cosplay and then make a boat.
And
That's
then put
your
bears on
homework for today.
Yeah, put a couple bears on it.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Don't do that. Wait, don't sue it. Don't sue us if it goes wrong.
Give It a Go show does not support putting bears in boats.
Betting bears and skip boats.
Yeah.
Okay, so this week I watched a film that I've been meaning to watch and has been on my media list for maybe the past 3 weeks, but I find it very hard to sit and watch films because I have the attention span of a gnat. So I watched Fight Club because I have heard many people say it's the best thing ever. So I watched Fight Club. If you don't know, it's about two men who start a fight club. There's lots of twists and turns in it. I'm not going to spoil any of it for anyone who does want to watch this film.
Hang on.
Sorry?
Isn't the first rule not to talk about Fight Club?
Oh, shit. They're coming for me.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You gotta do it now.
Oh, yeah, well, here we are. So, unfortunately, yes, I will have to talk about Fight Club. So, it's a movie starring Brad Pitt and Edward Norton. It was a good film, actually. I enjoyed it. I couldn't stop watching it, so it must have been a good film.
You sounded kind of like, it's a good film.
I felt like the last 30 to 45 minutes didn't need to exist, personally.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that's a long chunk of the movie.
It was like 2 hours, 20 minutes, this movie. It was long.
Okay.
But overall, it was a very good film. I was very into it. It was quite a unique plot, and I really enjoyed it, to be fair.
I don't know anything about Fight Club, I have to say.
Okay, well, it's about this guy. I don't know how to explain it, because I can't really explain it without spoiling it.
I love that you're just like, it's about this guy.
Let me read the description, because I'm sure it will put it a lot more articulately than myself. So, discontented with his capitalistic lifestyle, a white-collared insomniac forms an underground fight club with Tyler, a careless soap salesman. The project soon spirals down into something sinister. So it's about this guy.
He's bored.
And he's like just working this regular office job and he hates it and he gets kind of sick of this life he's living. I don't want to spoil it too much because a lot of it kind of, like I said, there's a lot of twists and turns. If you watch it, you'll understand. I can't really explain too much without spoiling it.
Why did you bring a media that you can't talk about?
Yeah, that was... I didn't know until I'd watched it. That was the point.
Oh, yeah. That's fair.
It was a good film. It was really interesting. Yeah, some interesting messages that I kind of agreed with, to be fair. Helen Bonham Carter's in it. I didn't realise that. She's quite prevalent in it as well. I don't know how I didn't realise, but love Helen Bonham Carter. I think she's cool.
Oh, yeah, she's I don't even know how to describe her. She's very frantic.
Yes, I love her. So she's in it. Yeah, Brad Pitt's in it. He's very good in it. He wears some very nice outfits. Very flamboyant outfits. I love it.
Ooh.
Yeah, the film, it's just the pacing is brilliant. It sounds awful. I like a bit of violence in my films. It's
as we can tell from the way you used to take down kids.
Oh yes,
in your own personal football fight
club. Yeah, football fight club. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it was a really interesting film. They talk about a lot of themes that took me off guard. I don't know. Other people probably watch it go, I do that. I didn't. I got so my husband told me he knew that this twist was coming up and he sat there like waiting for my reaction, and then I was like and it was good. It was a good film in general, I'd say. I just felt like I was a bit let down by the last however long that I personally felt didn't need to exist.
Yeah, I just feel like no movie needs to be that long except for The Lord of the Rings.
Not really. Yeah, it was great up until this bit. I don't think it needed to go on that long. It was an interesting plot, something a bit different. I really like that kind of stuff. It was a gripping film. I saw one review where a guy was like, I love this film because I'm a man and I love being a man, so I love this film. And it was...
Good for him.
I was like, great for you, bud. But yeah, what did you watch or play or do?
I have such a backlog of games, so I feel like I'm mostly gonna be playing games for this, but that's fine. It's what I enjoy. So when I was a kid, there was this game called Theme Hospital.
I've heard of it.
Where, you build up a hospital and you take care of the patients, and it's very silly. So there's a game now that's basically like that. I don't know if it's the same creators or if it's just a love letter to the old game, but it's called 2 Point Hospital.
Heard of that one, yeah.
Yeah, it's a game by 2 Point Studios, and visually the characters kind of look like Wallace and Gromit kind of design. They got like the kind of big pear-shaped heads with the big mouths and teeth. But yeah, it's a management simulator, and like I said, you build and run a hospital. So it's not a very realistic hospital though. Like it's got a lot of cartoony sort of conditions.
Yes.
There's a condition where you got a light bulb for a head, or you're just a straight up clown, and you got to be treated for your clownage. And the cure.
I do sometimes.
Yeah. The cures are equally weird, which is kind of fun. So one of them just spins you around a lot, like you're doing zero gravity training. I don't know what it's for. So I didn't play a whole lot of it. What I did play of it was really fun and reminded me of the old game. So, and I don't have a lot to say about the actual gameplay itself. It's basically just like The Sims, but a hospital.
I think I've been talking to you before when I've been playing Sims, and I've been playing a Sim who's like a doctor, and you go to the clinic with him, and that's always wild. But that's mainly because it kind of glitches out, and then stuff will happen, like the doctor will just die. And then his ghost comes into work the next day. It's
how diligent.
He's still getting that paper.
God, that's what I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be freaking getting up as a ghost and being like, I have to do another podcast episode. But yeah, I'm gonna be reading some of the fun stuff that happens in this game. So
please,
for example, when you hire people for your hospital, the characters have kind of funny little details about them that I like. Like on their job description, it says like litterer, sarcastically frames trivial things, thinks their life is a rom-com, gets stuck in trees, wants more money.
Fair. Yeah, I agree with that one.
Believes they saw and had lunch with a Yeti.
Okay.
All necessary things to put in your resume, and especially for getting hired at a hospital, I feel.
Yes. I mean, I'm looking for work at the moment. Maybe I should start doing that.
Yeah, you should start being like, wants more money.
Yep, that's the thing.
That'll really make them feel like, we should hire this one.
This one really wants to work because they love it. Yeah.
So I didn't get all of these when I played, but I'm gonna also read some of the descriptions of illnesses that you can treat in this game because it was pretty fun.
Yep.
So there's Grout, and it's says, gout is frequently transmitted in bathrooms and modern medication is effective, unlike earlier times when it had to be dug out painfully with a screwdriver.
Oh,
And
I don't like that one.
we have premature mummification. The afflicted have been wrapped for the afterlife by their families, but were only taking a nap. There are rituals and the initial stages of embalming to be undone.
Oh my goodness.
Which is really funny to me, because in embalming, you drain them of all their blood and replace it with formaldehyde or whatever.
Oh goodness. I don't know the process, so that to me, I'm like, oh.
The only reason I know the process is because I've played a Mortician's game. And then there's mood poisoning, a dangerous condition that causes the sufferer's health to deteriorate fast, caused by paying too much attention to what other people think. I think I have that.
Well, this game's getting deep.
I know.
It's calling us all out.
There's also hurdy leg.
Hurty leg?
Yes.
I thought you said like hernia leg.
No, hurdy leg.
Okay, yep.
Hurdy leg. Caused by excessive physical activity.
Fair. I get that sometimes,
And
yeah.
emperor complex. Patients believe they are clothed. They are in for a nude awakening.
For God's sake. Who sat down and came up with these?
There are lots of them. I had a hard time picking them out,
wow.
but this is my personal favorite. Gray anatomy.
Okay.
Existential despair frequently leads to a loss of color. Requires chromotherapy.
Oh my goodness. Sounds like a fun game, to
I
be
know,
fair.
it's so fun.
Doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah, and I love that. Like, you just go and get them diagnosed, and people come in with, like I said, light bulb heads. They're trying to get treated for this alien thing. So, I definitely love this game. It's very similar to the one I grew up with, and the way the gameplay works and how silly it is. I remember specifically in Theme Hospital, a hallway monitor going on every once in a while, where a lady would go, "We would like to ask our patients to please not die in the hallway." And it was just like, all right.
Oh my goodness.
It was really funny. As a kid, I thought that was the funniest shit. It's just, yeah, like you said, it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's very...
I love games like that.
It's very kind of tongue-in-cheek, and it's very pleasing to look at. Like, when you build a room, when you finish building it, the room bounces into place. Things you put in there are very pretty, and gotta manage who you hire and how many nurses you have, how many rooms you have of a certain kind. Like, you maybe need more than one pharmacy if you've got a very busy hospital. So, and it's all really stupid. Like, the pharmacy is just a room with a big machine in it, and it'll make you the drugs that you need. Yeah. So it's very sort of goofy, cartoony. The stuff that you need for treating diseases are weird and stupid. Yeah. But I kind of love it. And you can just kind of pick up your nurses and put them in rooms, and they're just, walking around doing whatever. And it does really remind me of all those old games like Zoo Tycoon. And
yes, the good old days.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all those, like, theme games, like Theme Park and all of those games. And I miss those games now, man. There are a lot of management sims, but not like that.
No, that's the thing. Like I said, I quite like the ones that don't take themselves too seriously, because that's the fun of it, in my opinion. I mean, the management game I think I've had the most experience with is SimCity 4. I used to love that game when I was a kid. I play it now and I just get angry in like...
I was never into the SimCity ones. I think I had like SimCity 2000 or something. Yeah. And they were fine, I think. But I think it was too large scale for me as a kid. Yeah. I definitely liked the Zoo Tycoon ones because I loved animals. I adored those. But I liked that kind of game where it's not that high stakes. You just make some...
Yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah, you make some enclosures. You put some animals in it. You put some stuff in the enclosure. The animal's happy. That's it. You don't have to manage it too strenuously. It's just this chill time, and I haven't really seen many games that are like that now, where it's actually well made and fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And I will probably play 2 Point Hospital more, because I had a lot of fun with it. It doesn't seem too hard, and very cute to look at, very comical, very fun.
I kind of miss the age of the old management games, like I guess SimCity and Zoo Tycoon.
Yeah. I still own them on the old CD-ROMs.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, we used to have my dad got the CD for SimCity 4, I remember, and was playing that, and I loved it as a kid, and then I played it as an adult, and as soon as people started protesting, I was like, that's it, I'm demolishing the city.
God,
so maybe I shouldn't ever run a city.
You made it too real.
Yeah, they were like, we're not getting enough healthcare, and I was like, alright, well, tornado time.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, I forgot that you can be just a horrible person in those.
You can be a very
vengeful god.
That's the term. Yeah. That sounds good. I might have to look into that, actually. It sounds like a fun game.
Wrapping that up, I am now going to happily reveal who I brought to this fight, who is going to meet you in the pit. And battle to the death.
So will mine, so this will be interesting.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say mine first, and it is Morrigan from Dragon Age Origins. And yeah, I think you're gonna have to give that a Google because that's your type of lady.
I was gonna say, she's the hot one.
I mean, there's a couple of hot ladies in that one, but she's goth.
Oh yeah, she's all right. Yeah. Ooh, yes. Oh yeah, she's up my alley. Yeah.
Yeah. So who did you bring?
Fair enough. Trevor from GTA 5.
I knew it. I freaking knew you were gonna bring that guy.
I have way too much love for such a horrible man. I really do.
Oh yeah. That's the kind of character which I've mentioned to you before. I mean, it's GTA. It's Grand Theft Auto. He's an awful person. But he's so insane that he's very entertaining to look at.
Oh yeah, I love him. Like, I think he's a horrible person, but he is...
But there's just the one scene where you switch over to him, and you just see some girls running out of a building, and he's running after them in his underwear, and then he stops outside the building and just goes, "Ah, women!"
I love it. That was the one where I switched to him and he was throwing a man off of a bridge.
Oh my god, yeah. It's very, awful stuff that he does.
Yeah.
But he's just so entertaining to watch because he's like almost too cartoony for it to be scary. He's just so weird. But anyway, I knew you were going to bring him at some point. Last time I was like, it was either going to be Torb or Trevor.
So now it's time for Trevor. Trevor time.
Trevor time. Yeah, so time to list some stuff about Morrigan. I will try to compose myself from the just energy of Trevor being entered into the room. But yeah, she's kind of goth, has nothing to do with a fight, but she wins points for that.
Yep.
She can use magic. She can also transform into a bear, so she must give great hugs and or could maul you.
It's pretty cool. I'd like to be able to turn into a bear.
Yeah. So you'd rather be a bear than meet a bear.
Yeah, because then if you meet another bear, they'll probably be like, all right. Instead of mauling you.
Yeah, hopefully. She has a very biting attitude, by which I mean she can make you cry with her words. Not that she has an inclination to bite, unless currently a bear. She likes to bully people who act like wieners. So there's this character who's kind of like a goody two-shoes in the game, and you meet both of them very early, so there'll just be banter behind you as you walk, and she'll just be like treating him like he's a toddler. She's just like, "Oh no, this little baby boy who doesn't want to hurt the people." Like, she's not a horrendous person, but she's also that kind of person where, like, if you try to help everybody, she's gonna find you a bit annoying. She's just like, "Oh, we don't have any agency with these people, just leave. Who cares?"
Yeah. It's not my problem.
Yeah, exactly, that kind of thing. She's not as horrible as Trevor, but she's definitely got kind of this neutral stance, which is not good either. At least she's got a nice attitude while she does it.
Yes.
Though I think... I don't know what she would think about Trevor. I think either she would find him hilarious or she would find him a bit over the top.
Yeah, probably the latter. I mean, he's a lot.
I mean, she doesn't seem to care about, like, dead children or things like that either. So she's pretty tough and doesn't care a lot about other people.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. The stuff that he does, she might just be amused. But when who knows? When it comes to a fight, who knows? So, yeah. What do you got to say about Trevor?
Well, where do you start with Trevor? So, good things about Trevor, he can fly like helicopters and stuff because he used to be a military aviation pilot, which is kind of cool. My favourite thing, which is a display of his raw power, is in my case, he took out the entire American army in just his underpants.
Oh yeah, and he only did it because they were mean to him about him being Canadian.
Yes. Yeah, that's all it took, and he just wiped them all out. They sent tanks, and
it's funny that you mention you as a player, though, because when you say that he can drive a helicopter, I beg to differ from seeing you do it.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm absolutely shite at driving helicopters in GTA to the point where it'll take me, like, 20 minutes to...
To be fair, part 2, the helicopter controls are heinous in that.
I hate them so fucking much. Oh my god. Yeah, so Trevor the character, not me as a player, can drive helicopters. Will fly helicopters.
Oh yeah, true.
So that's cool. Apparently, he has a special ability, which is invulnerability.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, that's not an actual Trevor thing.
When he just decides to be invulnerable, he just becomes an invincible shell.
Yes, pretty much. He can take an excessive amount of damage without dying. And yeah, so that's pretty cool.
I love that they have frickin' magic powers in Grand Theft Auto.
I know, it's so funny.
I guess this is the type of thing where, like, is this medieval versus modern, where he brings out a gun and the fight is over?
That's the thing. I mean, I don't know, can she die to gunshot? I don't know anything about Dragon Age.
She is very powerful, she is mortal, but she also gave birth to a god. So she's got some power.
Might be...
I think, yeah, I mean, she's got magic and stuff. She could probably put up a shield or make Bullet go bye-bye, but gotta have the reaction time of a god.
This is true. This might make it difficult.
But then again, she might be ready, because when Trevor comes out, he's gonna go, "Ah, woman!"
Yeah. That's the thing, you know he's coming.
That's true, you definitely do.
Yeah.
He comes out through the woods in just his underwear.
Yep.
And then also, now that I think about it, because she likes to bully people, as I said, and Trevor doesn't take kindly to people being mean, he gets very upset. So upset that he can take out the entirety of the American army. So if she sees him come through the woods and she's just like, oh, a nice bald spot, he's probably gonna be like, and just like go insane and just start shooting everything.
Yeah, he would just... But then that could also be his downfall.
True.
He's not focused on the task at hand. He's just... God, every time we have these discussions, I just start to disassociate.
Yeah, it's because it feels like this is not something that should ever be discussed in any capacity. No. But, me too. Right as I was gonna say something, I'm just like...
That's the thing. I mean, it's a hard one. Morgan might win because she's magic.
Yeah. Magic can do pretty much anything.
That's the thing.
That's already like a cheat move, but Trevor's got sort of a magic power, but will it be enough to resist bear mauling? I feel like he knows how to deal with people, but I don't know how he would deal with nature.
I mean, he deals alright with nature. He lives in the desert, and, he goes hunting and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I mean nature in the form of a bear.
Oh, in the form of a bear, yeah. I don't know. I guess it depends how fast the bear is.
She can also transform into a giant spider.
That might be a problem.
So if he's arachnophobic, then he's fucked.
I doubt he's arachnophobic. I mean, he might be, but I don't know. If you are listening and you worked on GTA 5, can you confirm whether or not Trevor is arachnophobic?
I'm sure Rockstar employees are listening.
They're all listening, and please let us know.
Yes, confirm or deny whether he's afraid of bears or spiders, and then we can finish this fight.
Yeah. I don't think he's afraid of bears, to be honest.
Yeah, this seems like the most evenly matched potential pairing.
I think so, yeah.
I'm gonna go to flip a coin, and then we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna say tails or Morrigan. Okay. Flip a coin. Oh, well, it's tails.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess Trevor has to eat shit just by chance.
Yeah, I mean, I think he would.
Yeah. And maybe she's just so good at bullying that something actually makes Trevor cry for the first time in a while.
Wow, that would be interesting. Oh, I found a whole list of all of the crimes that Trevor has committed.
Oh my goodness.
I think this is just over the course of the game.
Oh my god.
This isn't all of the crimes that he's ever committed.
Oh, so the list is actually larger.
This is a list of all crimes committed by Trevor. There's a list of optional murders as well.
Optional murders.
Optional murders.
Murder is optional.
Yeah, murders committed by Trevor. He's a serial killer.
Yeah. I mean, it's GTA. Everybody's a serial killer.
Yeah, it's true.
I say murder is optional, but I think it's always optional.
Yeah.
You never have to murder anybody.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. But when it comes to Trevor, now he is gonna have to know what it feels like to be murdered.
Yes, well... maybe it's about time.
Maybe it's about time. You know what? Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't know how good I would feel about making Trevor win, even in a hypothetical scenario.
He's Trevor, isn't he?
He is feral.
He is feral.
Personified.
Yes.
Every time I do this, I'm like, this is gonna be fun. And then we do it, and I'm like, wow, wish I didn't have this conversation.
It's a weird one.
This one's more depressing because it's they're just mean people.
On that note, thank you for listening. If you have had any exciting experiences, if you'd like to send them through to giveitagoshow@gmail.com or via our Instagram or Twitter.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about them.
Maybe. Depends what you've done. So feel free to write in and go make some memories.
Yes, go make some memories, and murder is optional.
Fuck's sake.